Hey, what's up guys? How are you doing today? My name is Lothar, I'm from Düsseldorf, Germany, and today we talk about my top 5 favorite things about the Canon EOS R5. As may you know, I'm filming with the Canon EOS R right now and worked with this camera around 2 years now, and I pre-ordered the Canon EOS R5 about 3 to 4 months back. And there's a list from my retailer. I think they have hundreds of pre-orders of the Canon EOS R5, but because I ordered these 3 to 4 months back, I will have the chance, or I will say 99%, that I have the Canon EOS R5 tomorrow or day after tomorrow in my hand. And for sure I will make a lot of videos here on my channel, so I highly appreciate if you subscribe, or even you can subscribe to my Instagram channel, where I also make a lot of pictures with the Canon EOS R5. Wow, 45 megapixel. I mean, I really don't need 45 megapixel, but since I make pictures with the Canon EOS R with about 30 megapixel, yeah, 30 million megapixel, I saw, yeah, sometimes it helps a lot if you have a lot of megapixels. So I want to come to the point, because I was also in a presentation last Friday from Canon, which you saw in the beginning of this clip, but it was not allowed for me to film or either to make pictures during the presentation, but I had the Canon EOS R5 and the R6 in my hand. I make also some pictures, I make also some videos, but as I said, Canon doesn't allow to use these images for my YouTube channel until now, but hopefully, as I said, in another 2 days I have the production model in my hand and I will make a lot of videos about this camera. So when the specs came out from the Canon EOS R5, I decided to buy the camera, but then I stopped and I said, I was quite happy with the Canon EOS R. So I highly recommend also for you, not even if you have a Canon camera, a Sony camera, Panasonic or whatever, Fuji, do you really need the new model? And I make a list right down here. What are the 5 features I really missed in the Canon EOS R? Or you have to write down for yourself, are you fine with your camera, or do you think, if I have this feature or if I have this feature, it will help my workflow? And when it comes to photography, for me the EOS R is too slow. I mean, 6 or 7 pictures in a second is okay, it's not bad in RAW, but now with the R5 you have with the electronic shutter speed 20 frames per second, and that's awesome. And I use sometimes this speed, or I need this speed, because when I'm doing wedding photography and they are moving, so I don't want to miss any shot. Even with the 12 mechanical shutter speed, where you can use your speed light, it's very helpful, especially for wedding. So my second mega top feature is, and I was really jealous very often when Peter McKinnon or Matty Hipoya films in 120 frames per second in full HD. I was sometimes thinking just to buy a 1DX Mark II just for having 120 frames per second, but I stayed cool. Now we have 120 frames per second in 4K. There will be, as far as I know, a firmware update for the Canon EOS R5 that you are able also, like the R6, to film 120 frames per second in full HD with the autofocus. And that's awesome, and that's for me one of the top major features I need for my production. When it comes to number 3, I mean, there are a couple of things, but for me is this, because I'm using the camera almost 60% for filming, 40% for photography, and I love to film in 4.22 10-bit, and I always have to use the Atomos Ninja 5 on my Canon EOS R to film in 10-bit in 4.22. Now this feature is in the Canon EOS R5, so that it's my third top feature why I need to buy this camera, because it helps definitely much more in my workflow. So my definitely number 4 top feature of the R5 is the sensor image stabilization. You having 5 stops of image stabilization. If you have another lens, a RF lens with image stabilization, you have 8 stops, which is interesting. I just found out during that event on Friday, if you're having a RF lens, I think like the 85 to 1.2, you have another image stabilization, but the camera knows, okay, this is this lens, and you have still 8 stops of image stabilization. It's I found very interesting to find out. And last but not least, number 5, top number 5 feature is finally we don't have a crop. I mean, there's a slightly crop, I guess. It depends on which format you're filming on 4K, but yeah, it was sometimes not a big issue for me, but sometimes it was an issue on the Canon EOS R. I feel without any crop, I feel it's more flexible to work with the Canon EOS R5. Many other interesting things are in this camera. Hopefully I will have the camera tomorrow or day after tomorrow in my hand. So then there will come a lot of videos about this camera, and hope you subscribe to the channel and stay tuned and watch my review about the Canon EOS R5 soon. Thanks for watching. Stay healthy. Peace.